In this video, I'm going to be showcasing the proof of concept of the new fastest team for Punisher's Crypt. I cannot quite rune it yet, but I want to showcase this because I just barely cannot rune this, and there certainly will be people who could find this useful. So what is wrong with this team, why does it fail, and what did we change? So first of all, in this team, usually you have Julie going first, and she one-shots the waves, and then you have Patrick and Sonia clearing the waves, and Liam to finish off the boss. And sometimes Sonia can just go for skill 1, Patrick can go for skill 1, and then Liam can go for skill 1, even on the mid-boss, and then you can get attacked and your Julie can die, which is something we don't want to happen. Similarly, on the boss stage, it can happen that after the Julie attacks, the boss will get a turn and he will use, for example, this on your Sonia, and Sonia has this passive, so her attack bar will get increased whenever she gets glanced, so she can outspeed your Seek, and if that happens, she just completely whiffs her turn, and then if Patrick decides to go for skill 1 and then Liam into skill 3, completely wasting it, you have a very good chance to fail a run. That's one thing, and second thing, you're wasting a bunch of time by the boss actually taking a turn in each of the clears. So I was thinking, hey, can I make it so that the Sonia can move before the boss? And then I took it a bit further. Turns out that yes, you can not only make Sonia take a turn before the boss moves, but you can also kill the boss before it takes a turn with perfect AI. So how do we do that? Well, it looks something like this. I'm first going to show how it runs, and then I'm going to go over the speed tuning and what you need to keep out for. So first we have Julie one-shotting the waves, as always. That's the fastest way to clear the waves. Then we have Bernard. Now you might be saying, well, what the hell? Bernard has perfect AI? Well, turns out that his AI is similar to what Konamiya has. So Konamiya doesn't have perfect AI, but if there is a unit with low attack bar, she will prioritize to boost the attack bar. And the same seems to be the case for Bernard. So if we just did auto, he will do the speed buff and increase our attack bars, which will come in very handy in the boss stage. Seek is perfect AI, and then we have Agrius, full buffed with speed buff, crit rate, attack buff, just one-shotting the mid-boss. Except I don't have the runes to run this properly, so he's left with a sliver of health because I have to run him on triple fight with super high speed increasing effect, otherwise I cannot rune the Julie. So if you can rune a better Julie, this will basically trivialize the dungeon for you. And then Julie again, one-shots the wave, and then on the boss stage, again Bernard and Seek perfect AI, and here you want to make it so that the Agrius turn does slightly bit more damage and puts it below 30% for the last unit to one-shot. It does not have to be Liam, but I have to use Liam because he has the 33% attack lead and otherwise I cannot rune the Julie, so that's why the Liam is here. So basically, if you can rune a slightly better Julie than what I can rune, you can run a 17-second average team with perfect AI that never fails. Of course, this team is going to be dependent on Agrius not getting nerfed, which is a question mark. If he ever gets nerfed, I will put it in the video description that this team no longer works or what you have to change, or I will just make an updated video and link it. Okay, so let's go over the speed tuning. What do we have here? I removed all of the speed increasing effects I have in the game. So for Agrius to ignore defense on the Punisher's Crypt boss, he will need to have plus 169 speed. If he's on Swift, it's the same, so you don't have to worry about that. Unfortunately, that also means that your Julie is going to be plus 170 speed, which is just ridiculously hard to get. Maybe some people can pull it off, but in any case, I would recommend for this team to use a bunch of speed increasing effects on the Agrius. Now, the one nice thing about this is that the boss doesn't take a turn, so you can actually get away with using 4 more fight sets than you can use on the Sonia Patrick team, because you just don't need to use Will on any of your units. As always, I'm going to be linking this chart in the video description if you want to try and figure out how much speed up effect you would need on your Agrius to still be able to build a Julie that one-shots the waves. Now, for me, I actually had to go for a ridiculous amount of 40 speed up effect on the Agrius to be able to make the Julie one-shot the waves. You can see that I, for example, dropped the Julie speed requirements from 170 all the way down to 146, which is the fastest I can go with the runes that I currently have. You will also want to match the speed increasing effect on the Seek and Agrius so that look, if I just decrease the speed increasing effect on the Seek, Agrius will already take a turn before the Seek, which is not something that we want. Basically, the mechanics are that each time the boss gets hit, his attack bar will get increased by 35%. So here we just have skills. Each time the Julie takes a turn, she will increase the boss's attack bar by 35, and the same is on the Agrius, and the same is on the Liam. And the only constraint that we have to worry about is that Julie moves first and Agrius has enough speed to ignore the defense of the boss, which means that this number, when you hover over a speed tick and down in this table, this number, the speed has to be 375 or more, plus or minus 1. There is somewhere a rounding error, I have no idea where. Just beware, this number can be plus minus 1. Rune wise, we have Julie on Swift Blade, just because my blade runes are kind of insane and my Swift runes are kind of all over the place, and you want to go for a bunch of additional damage by attack on both sides. And then you want to put your Liam as your lead. Now if you go Julie, you will have to increase her stats accordingly, but I have to go for Liam, and everything else except for the Julie is on triple fight. So we have Liam on triple fight, Bernard on triple fight, Seek on triple fight, and Agrius also on triple fight. Now, if you can rune a lot better Julie than me, it is probably better to just drop the Liam, because his skill 3 animation is kind of slow, and also you probably want to put Swift or Rage on your Agrius to get the most damage out of him, so that the last unit is always perfect AI. So what are the options for this last slot? So of course you can go Liam, which will make it easier for you to run the Julie, but it will make the runs slightly slower because his animations is just super long. But there are other options, so basically anything that has skill 3 that ignores defense, or skill 2 with a skill 3 passive will work just fine. So for example, Rigna could work, Sonya will also work just fine, maybe even Odin, but I didn't try that one. Covenant with skill 3 should also work fine. Frederica will probably also work, Patrick will also work for sure, and I believe that out of all of the units, his animations are going to be the fastest, so if you can rune it, it's going to be your best bet. And what could also work, but my runes are nowhere near good enough to be able to pull that off, is Miriam, and you would just go for one shot on with the Agrius himself. If you can pull that off, it will run like 15 seconds average every time. But if you can make it run with Miriam, please send me a link to a video of you running this, because that is something that I need to see. But yeah, if you can run this with Miriam, it should be running like 15 or 16 seconds average. For other units, I believe Sharon should also work with the Tectonic Shift. Not Kali, because she will just use her skill 3, but Sharon should work. Bethonet should also work with the skill 3. I also had a bunch of other ideas that I tested, so if you're having issues with this duo, with the Julie and Konamiya, just make sure that when Konamiya takes a turn, that Julie has 50 or less attack bar, and then Konamiya should be perfect AI. I also tried running the team like this, so you would have the Konamiya boosting the Julie, then Seek buffing, and Sonya into Patrick hopefully clearing the wave, but their AIs are way too inconsistent, so it just led to the same old 20 seconds average teams, and that's not even worth making a video for, so I'm just putting that information here. Now let's look at how the team stacks up against its competition. So the two main competing teams are going to be my twins team and then the Sonya Patrick team. Of course, some people may be able to rune it better than what I can do, but as far as I know, these are the most reliable stats that I can get my hands on, so I'm just going to compare it to these stats. So the twins team that I did is running 20.1 seconds average, and it basically never fails. And then we have the Sonya Patrick team, which is slightly faster and fails a bit more. And here we can see the time distribution for the team showcased in this video. So basically, if you can rune a faster Julie or better Agrius, All of these runs that are 23 seconds or more will just get grouped here in this clump. There will be 0 fails, there will be rainbows all over, and it's just going to be running 17 seconds average, which is basically a 3-second improvement over the state-of-the-art teams. Now I'm just going to go through all of the runes and artifacts and show you some runs. Of course, you will probably want to have better runes on your Julie, and especially a better build on the Agrius, and perhaps not even use Liam for this, but hey, this is the proof of concept that I'm working with, and this team is already pushing the limits of my account as is, so here we go. If you have any questions about this team or any other dungeon team, feel free to join my Discord channel, the link to it is in the video description. Make sure to hit the like button, comment and subscribe. That's it for this one, and see you in the next one.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah. Yeah, I've discussed it with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face, a certain weight, because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated, it's overrated. These expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah. Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love Staying up when I go out. You gotta know I'm all yours.